Baby, I don't even know where to begin this message. I've started typing these words more times than I can count, and every single time, I stopped because I wasn't sure if I was strong enough to say what has been sitting heavily in my heart. Some things are so painful that even thinking about them feels overwhelming. But I promised myself that if there was ever a moment to be completely honest with you, this would be it. For days now, my thoughts have been everywhere. I've smiled in front of people when I didn't feel okay. I've acted like everything was normal when deep inside, something felt different. Something felt wrong. And no matter how hard I tried to push it away, I couldn't stop feeling scared. Baby, lately I have been going through something serious. It's been hard to explain, hard to understand, and even harder to talk about. There are moments when I sit quietly and wonder how life can suddenly feel so uncertain. One day, everything seems normal, and the next, your heart starts carrying fears you never imagined. The hardest part hasn't been the fear itself. The hardest part has been thinking about you, thinking about us, thinking about all the little moments we still haven't lived yet. I think about the mornings we said we would spend together someday. I think about all the late-night talks that turned into dreams about a future we kept building with words, laughter, and promises. I think about how safe I feel whenever you remind me that no matter what happens, we're supposed to face things together, and suddenly, I started asking myself difficult questions. What if life changes? What if things become harder? What if I'm not as strong as I pretend to be? I know this message may feel heavy, and I know these words may sound different from how I usually talk to you, but please understand something. This comes from a place of honesty, vulnerability, and love. Sometimes people think strength means staying silent. Sometimes people think being brave means pretending nothing hurts, but I'm starting to realize real strength means opening your heart when you're scared. Real courage means admitting when something feels bigger than you, and right now, I need you to understand what's been happening inside me emotionally. I've been tired in ways sleep doesn't fix. I've been worried in ways I can't always explain. There are moments when my thoughts become too loud, and I start imagining worst-case scenarios. Moments when fear sneaks into my heart and makes everything feel heavier than it should, but through all of it, one thing keeps showing up in my mind: you, your voice, your kindness. The way you somehow make everything feel lighter, even on difficult days. You probably don't even realize how much comfort you bring into my life. Sometimes just thinking about you gives me enough strength to keep going. And maybe that's why writing this feels so emotional, because when someone becomes such an important part of your heart, the idea of struggling alone feels impossible. I don't want distance between us. I don't want silence between us. I don't want fear to become something I hide behind. I want honesty. I want closeness. I want us to remember that love matters most during difficult seasons. Life is strange sometimes. It teaches us lessons we never asked for. It puts challenges in front of us when we least expect them, and maybe nobody is ever fully prepared for hard moments. Maybe nobody wakes up one day and suddenly knows exactly how to handle fear, uncertainty, or emotional pain. But I know something important. Love changes how pain feels. Love changes how fear feels. Because when someone truly matters to you, even your hardest moments become easier to survive knowing you're not alone. Baby, if I'm being completely honest, there have been nights where I couldn't sleep properly because my thoughts wouldn't stop racing. Nights where I stared at the ceiling wondering if everything was going to be okay. Nights where I felt emotional and overwhelmed for reasons I couldn't fully explain, and during those moments, all I wanted was comfort, not perfect answers, not solutions, just comfort, just reassurance, just knowing someone I love would still hold my heart gently even if I wasn't okay. Because the truth is, nobody stays strong every single day. Nobody carries pain perfectly. Nobody moves through fear without sometimes feeling lost. We're human. We struggle. We overthink. We cry. We worry. And sometimes we just need someone to remind us that difficult days don't last forever. You become that reminder for me. You become one of the brightest parts of my life. That's why this message matters so much. Not because I want sympathy, not because I want sadness, but because I want honesty. I want you to know when things feel difficult. I want you to understand when my heart feels heavy. I want us to never become strangers to each other's struggles. Because relationships shouldn't only exist during easy moments. Love matters most during hard moments. Real connection shows up when life becomes complicated. Real care appears when someone feels vulnerable. And right now, vulnerability is what this message is about. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know how everything unfolds. But I know this, I care about you deeply. I appreciate you more than words can explain, and no matter how scared life sometimes makes me feel, there's something about loving you that reminds me to keep believing in better days. Sometimes I wonder if you realize how much you mean to me, how your words stay with me, how your presence changes my mood. How your care softens difficult moments. You're more important than you probably know, and maybe that's exactly why this message feels emotional, because when someone matters deeply, every fear feels bigger, every uncertainty feels louder, every difficult moment feels heavier, but at the same time, love also makes people stronger. Love gives courage. Love reminds us not to give up. And maybe that's what I'm trying to say here, no matter how difficult things feel sometimes, no matter how overwhelmed life becomes, no matter how scared I occasionally get, I still want us to hold on to each other. I still want honesty. I still want love. I still want hope. Because difficult moments don't define forever, pain doesn't last forever, fear doesn't win forever. Sometimes healing starts with simply being honest about what hurts. Sometimes peace begins with opening your heart, and today, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm opening my heart to you, not because I want pity, but because I trust you, because you matter. Because love should never have to guess what someone is feeling. Baby, if there's one thing I hope you understand after reading this, it's this: life feels uncertain sometimes. People go through heavy moments, fear visits unexpectedly, but even then, love still matters, connection still matters. Being there for someone still matters. And if there are days where I seem quieter, days where my energy feels different, days where I seem emotionally distant, please don't assume it means I care less. Sometimes people become quiet because they're carrying too much inside. Sometimes hearts become heavy before they become honest. And maybe this message is my way of finally being honest. Because I don't want you outside my world. I want you close. I want you informed. I want you to know what's happening emotionally, even when I struggle to explain it perfectly. Most of all, I want us to keep choosing each other, even during uncertainty, even during fear, even during emotional storms. Because easy days are beautiful, but difficult days reveal what love is really made of. And if there's one thing I know for sure, you matter to me more than I say sometimes, more than I explain sometimes, more than words fully capture. I just needed you to know that today.